Hey everyone, it's Latanya Carmouche, your personal development life coach. I am here to empower you and provide you with helpful tips that will help you rewrite the script of your life. We are continuing with our series discussing 8 steps to a powerful personal empowerment plan for 2024. We are on step 6, and we are setting inspiring goals to energize ourselves. Today, we are discussing improving time management. Now, is it me or does it seem like to you that the days are getting shorter? Time just goes by faster and faster. I'm looking at the time right now. I have a meeting that I need to attend to, and I'm like, well, goodness, where did the time go? I'm sure it didn't take me that long to come to the office, but time is passing. The days are shorter. I don't care what nobody say. It looked like we got 24 hours, but no, we don't, because it just seems shorter, right? I there's days where I feel like, well, I have everything on schedule, and I'm going to get everything done on time, and then something happens, and it just, I don't know what happens, but it seemed like I lost some hours. Somebody's taking my hours. Now we know that's not true. I'm only kidding, but the truth is, time does seem to go faster, and the days does seem shorter, right? So this is why we have to regularly reassess our schedule and our time management. Now, I know why the days seem shorter, and I'm going to get to that, right? And hopefully it'll help you realize why your days are shorter. So when I was reviewing why some of my goals weren't met last year, time was a big factor. That was my excuse. I would say, man, I just ran out of time. Well, now it's time for bed. Now it's time to leave. Now it's time to, go over here. And I just lost track of time. Well, the time was always there. And here's my truth, and I don't care. I'm going to let you know. Judge me if you may, but I don't care. My time went because I was distracted by less important things, right? Things that would catch I would be on, say I'm doing some research. I'm researching, whatever it is I'm researching, but then the ad will pop up. Then I'll say, that seems interesting. And then I'll go down a rabbit hole reading about that ad. And then another ad pop up and I read about that ad. And yeah, I spent hours on my computer, but I really didn't get anything done because I was distracted. There. Whew, I feel better. I said it. There was my truth is out. Your turn. We have to master our time management, and we have to be disciplined, right? If we're going to achieve our goals across the board, across multitude of domains, we have to have discipline, and we have to just monitor our time. And this will help us not feel overwhelmed when we're doing a certain thing, right? Because you lose all this time going down a rabbit hole on the internet reading about stuff that really doesn't matter, right? You want to read, why does a beaver build a dam? Well, is that really important? Does that have anything to do with your goals? But he was cute, and the ad popped up, and it was interesting. So I watched the video, and then it made me want to, I want to know everything. So I started reading it. That had absolutely nothing to do with my goals, right? And then I feel pressured because I had a deadline when I was supposed to have this written. I was supposed to have this course done, to provide to my clients by the end of this day. Now I'm staying up till 1, 2, 3 in the morning, getting stuff done because I've mismanaged my time during the day. That's it. That's the truth. And that's the answer. Right. So that's why improving our time management through focus and through planning, it helps us achieve our personal empowerment plan. So this year, we're going to get crystal clear on what our top priorities are based on our core values and our goals, and we're going to get it done, right? We're going to be responsible with our time. So here's some of the proven management practices that I've incorporated that has really been helpful, right? It's helping me. I'm on track. And I didn't even just start it this year. I started it months ago, last year, because it was just ridiculous, right? I should not have to, be stressed under pressure to achieve a deadline or reach a deadline when I have plenty of time to do it. So what I use is the 80-20 rule. I know that 80% of my results come from 20% of my efforts. So if I just put 20% in, monitoring my time, getting stuff done, then 80% of that will be a result of my greatness. Knowing that, it helps me focus on the activities that have the biggest impact on my business and in my personal life. Next, I've learned to batch similar tasks together. I group tasks that's similar together so that I can knock it out efficiently and I can do it within the time frame that needs to be done. So, whether that be with your chores or with you working, where you work for yourself, entrepreneur, or work for a company, batch tasks together so that you're not running over here and then running over there and then come back over here and you forgot to do something. Whatever you're doing over here, stay right here and do all that you can in this area, right? If you're studying, you're writing. If you're writing, you're, just all at the same time in one area, right? Very important. Just organize. It prevents you from wasting mental energy, and it prevents you from falling off track, right? And then when I say be organized, I literally have to have a schedule. I have set days for admin work. What day am I going to just sit and do admin work? When am I going to be creative? And then I curve out enough time that, this is my creative time. This is when I need to come up with ideas. This is when I need to write. This is when even if the writing isn't flowing, I need to dedicate this time to just throwing out ideas, brainstorm, right? If the writing is not flowing, then just brainstorm, right? Set out time when you're going to do your household chores, right? So you're trying to, I could do it while I'm watching TV. So the TV's on and you looking at it and you dusty, but then something happens. So you look at the TV and you be like, oh, I'm done. You walk away and then you go do something else. And then 3 days later, you look and say, why is only half the table dusted? Because you wasn't focused. You didn't group together what you could be doing. You're doing some of this and you're doing some of that and it's just falling apart. And now you just overwhelmed yourself because you got to redo everything. Let's be smart. 2024, we're going to be smart with our time. Right. Next, you want to track your time closely. Start something and set a timer. And again, like I mentioned, if you know me, I love to learn. So if something pops up that I can learn, even if I don't need to know it, I'm going to fall, if I'm not disciplined enough, fall down that rabbit hole, forget all about the research I was doing, all the writing that I was doing, what I'm supposed to be reading. I just get lost and the task won't get done. So I have to set a timer. That way I know I'm focused. I have 1 hour to answer these questions. I have 1 hour to write this outline and to set a timer. And now I know I can't be distracted because I'm on a time frame. I work better under pressure. I work well under pressure. So that is what works for me. If it doesn't work for you, then don't overwhelm yourself. We're not making this, we're not trying to make you anxious or nervous. We're just trying to do what works for you and help you manage your time. Right. This is what works for me. I have times where I reflect on my journals. Right. And why I'm speaking of journal, now there's your chance to go get your journal because, we're going to have some action steps. So I use my journal and I use it to help me plan accordingly. So there's some days when I would drive outside of my office, right, when I have to actually go outside and be in the world. Anyways, on those days, I just don't plan a lot of tasks that I need to do at home because I know I'm going to lose time in the car. I'm going to lose time being outside the house. So my study time, right? So I'll check off where I would study at home. Well, I'm not going to have time to study at home. So what I will do is listen to a podcast while I'm in traffic because one of my goals that I do is I want to read a book a month, a different book a month. I love learning. I've said that already. So instead of me, I don't have time to sit and read, or I don't have time to sit and study, or I don't have time to, attend a seminar, I'll just listen to a podcast because while I'm in traffic, I'm multitasking. You see what I mean by grouping stuff together? I got to drive here anyway. So I might as well get some studying out the way. I might as well get some listening out the way, right? I don't plan on cooking dinner. Dinner will be leftovers. So I'm not going to overwhelm myself by going out to an office or going out to a meeting and then coming home and trying to pick up and do everything that I would have done if I would have stayed home all day. No, I don't have time to cook. Dinners are going to be leftovers or, someone else could cook. Exercising. If I'm leaving out and I'm going out into the world, I'm going out to, meet with someone and I'm losing time from being home, then I may not have that time to ride, my exercise bike or exercise around the house. So what am I going to do? I'm going to exercise while I'm there. When we take a break, When we have a lunchtime, or, if it's early enough, right? We're done at 3. And let's say by the time I get home, it's going to be dark. So I know I'm not going to go walking outside. Just stay where I'm at and do my 30-minute walk there and then come home, right? So we got to be smart with our time. We got to maximize every minute of the day. This way you don't feel defeated, or at least I don't feel defeated at the end of the day. Like if I would have stayed home, I could have got all this stuff done. Well, you can still get it done. Even if you're not home, you just have to be smart with your time, right? When there's no time to study, there's no time to cook, there's no time to exercise. There is. You just have to incorporate it into whatever your day is. Next, I had to work on limiting time drainers, things that would just drain my time, right? Just sitting there on social media is draining my time. Watching everything on Netflix, even or I don't want to say Netflix and get sued, but watching streaming services, even though it's entertaining, is it really helping me reach my goal, right? So we got to limit that. We got to set a certain time. Just because the whole series popped up, the whole season, we don't have to use every day to watch the entire season in 3 days or in a week, right? Sort it out, manage time. I have enough time to set aside where I can watch 1 or 2 episodes, but then I have to get back to work, right? We're just being smart with our time, and we're not allowing things that does not really matter. They're entertaining, but they don't really matter. They're not going to make our life better or worse. They're not going to help us reach our goals. We have to protect our precious hours. Just limit the time with that. We do need entertainment. It's good to laugh. It's good to think. It's good to, do these things, but we just have to limit our time. And then we have to remind ourselves that we're not superwomen, right? We want to cook every meal, every day. And we want to, we want our family to have this home cooked meal, but we don't have to do it. Put your kids to work. Provide them with the tools they need that they can excel in, and let them do it. So if that means dinner tonight is going to be a sandwich that my 10-year-old made, then this is going to be the best dinner and the best sandwich that I've had all week, all year, right? If your teenager wants to, we're going to have a salad, right? Teenagers are big on salads these days. Well, then you know what? I'm going to be appreciative, and we have the salad because I've delegated this chore to you because I'm handling this over there, and I'm going to be appreciative, and we're all going to enjoy it, right? So delegate what you don't have to do. You're not superwomen. We're not superwomen. I don't care what anybody say. We're not, and we don't have to do everything. We have to delegate our stuff out to people who are capable of getting it done, even if it's not at the level that you would have done it, right? Because everybody's not you. Is it acceptable? If it is, hey, take that off your plate and let somebody else do it. And then we have to learn to say no firmly, but politely. We don't have to attend every baby shower, every birthday party, every soccer game, if it's not yours, right? Right. If you have your test. Now, if it's your kid, it's a different story. But a coworker wants you to come and see their kid because they're great at kickball. Okay, I could come this time, but I can't come every Thursday, right? I got to handle my own stuff. So learn to say no, be polite, but say no to certain things. No, I can't hang out every night with you. No, I can't sit and talk on the phone, and not even talk on the phone. We're just holding the phone for 3 hours, listening to each other breathe. I can't do that. I'm sorry. It just can't, right? You don't have to commit to everything. So you got your journal, right? Because we said that a few minutes ago to grab your journal. You do? Excellent. Good. You got your pen? All right, let's go. So 4 steps to improving your time management. Step 1, action step number 1, you're going to track your activities for 1 week. Where do you spend your time? How do you spend your time? Then you're going to categorize the activities of which how you've done this. Categorize. I spent time watching TV. I spent time doing chores. I spent time. And then how much time have you spent? And then we're going to analyze, where was it that you've wasted the time? Oops. You ready for that? It's a little uncomfortable, but we got to do it. Action step number 2, you're going to identify your 3 most important tasks, right? Your MITs, your MITs, most important tasks. You're going to determine what are your 3 most daily important tasks, and then how do they weigh against each other? Does cooking take 4 hours for whatever reason. I don't get that, but some people take 4 hours to cook, and then laundry takes 3 hours. And come on, we're gonna have to come up with a equal time frame, or we're gonna have to schedule ourselves more better. Make better decisions. We can't cook a 4-hour meal every day and think that we're going to accomplish everything else. We're going to come up with a strategy to allow you to get your tasks done in a timely manner. So we're going to list our 3 most important daily tasks that needs to be done. Next, I encourage you to schedule your most important tasks. Schedule them at a time when you have most energy. Don't wait until 8:00 at night to start, doing something that requires a lot of your energy, because, chances are you're tired by that time and it's going to take you longer, or it's just not going to get done. So schedule your most important task when you have the most energy throughout the day. And then less important work, we'll get to it, but we're not going to stress over it. Remember, we're not cramming everything into the already short day. 24 hours is a short time, right? Action step number 3, remember, we're going to batch our similar tasks together. Things that make sense to do, or you can do at the same time, where you can multitask without being taken too far off your track. We're going to batch those together. And then we're going to block our calendars. There's times that, and we have to stick with, there's times that I don't have time to chat on the phone. There's times that I can't watch television right now, right? We're going to block off times that says, this is the time I'm going to take to work on this. This is the time I'm going to work on to do, to clean over here or to organize over there. And we're going to stick to that time schedule and set a timer if you have to. Action step number 4, we're going to eliminate the things that drain our time. So review the things that have low value, or activities that you're just doing because, there's something to do. If it offers little fulfillment or it doesn't serve a true purpose, then let it go, right? I used to be in a group of women, beautiful women, lovely women, very nice. And we would meet, this is during the pandemic, I think we started, where we would meet on Zoom. And it started off with someone had something to say, and we're, encouraging each other, and we're uplifting each other. But eventually we would just be on a Zoom, cameras on, looking around, people turning around, going in and out of the camera frame because they're talking to somebody behind them. We're wasting time. We're just here to look at each other, right? You have to be responsible with your time. If it doesn't serve a purpose, let it go. We're going to delegate. Remember, we're going to delegate some of our tasks to people or to others. If someone else can do it, and you don't have to do it yourself, we don't have to do everything ourselves, let them do it. And then finally, we're going to get comfortable with saying no. We don't have to say yes and commit to every engagement and commit to everything that is being asked of us. So we could say, no, it doesn't fit in my schedule today. And even if it's because you need to schedule self-care time, don't feel guilty about that. I'm big on self-care, right? Can you show up today across town to do this? Well, no, because I've been running all week and I really planned on today just, taking a breather, practicing some self-care, doing a facial, putting my feet up, just finally sitting and enjoying a cup of tea without burning my mouth, rushing, throwing it down. Today is a day for self-care. So I've blocked out these hours for my self-care. So I'm sorry, no, I can't drive across town today. You get what I'm saying? Don't forget self-care. That's so important. Manage your time and remember to schedule time for your self-care. For more information about this topic, to see some of our other topics, visit us at ltce.info. Don't forget to comment, like, share, tell a friend. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time.